Today I'm going to be showing you guys a cool gun shop find. I got myself an awesome little holster for my Cimarron Thunderer 45 Colt revolver. How's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk. My name is Chad and this is the Hopeful Homestead. Today's not such a difficult topic, it's actually a pretty cool one. I just wanted to share with you guys my holster that I've got for my everyday revolver that I carry when I'm out here doing work on the property out here. Set down this cup of coffee and bring up the star of the show. Right here. This guy, you've seen this revolver before. If you've watched any of my videos, this is the Cimarron Thunderer, chambered in 45 Colt, 5.5 inch barrel. And as you can see, just before I take it out of the holster, this holster is a nice cognac color, real genuine leather holster that is a hard shape that is actually contoured. I don't know if you can see, is contoured to the shape of the revolver. And it's almost like it's custom made for this revolver specifically. It's exactly the right dimensions for the 5.5 inch barrel, because the barrel comes right to the end of the holster right there, as you can see. I love having drop holsters for this gun when I'm carrying it out here on the property because it's so heavy. It's nice to have that weight distributed better by dropping it down, and it's got the perfect amount of drop. This thing is just a beautiful old holster, and it was a gun shop find I had at my local gun shop in town. Pull out, it's got this nice little tassel, little rope here that you can adjust that goes over the hammer, as many holsters do, but it's got a nice little pull tab on it. It's not just a set of strings like a lot of them are, that allows it to sort of rest over the front of that gun. It just looks kind of nice when you're carrying it on your hip. But as you can see, pull that off, and what's nice is it kind of functions like a Kydex holster, like a modern Kydex, because even with that off, that gun's not coming out of there very easily, is it? Because it's contoured and actually cupping the outside of the cylinder back here to where of the frame, so that it actually has to pop out like a Kydex holster. And you got to put it in, you got to sort of squeeze the holster to get it to pop back into place, and it does not come out of the holster even though the retention strap is on there. So when you have that retention strap on in combination with that design of this holster, it does not come out if you don't want it to. But, and as you can see, here's that 45 Colt Cimarron Thunderer. Love this gun, as I've talked about many times in other videos. It's my trusty sidearm. Every time I'm out here on the property, I've got this thing with me. But when I bought this holster for my revolver, I was at my gun shop and they had just gotten in a genuine 1873, I don't know if it was an 1873 year, but it was the 1873 model that was this was an 1800s gun. That was the chambered in 45 Colt, 5.5 inch barrel, Single-Action Army Colt, genuine Colt, that was still fired. And I got to hold it and look at it, and it was a beaut. The cylinder still operated properly. Everything worked flawlessly on it. I remember thinking, man, what a piece of history. Awesome gun. And this ended up being the holster that gun was in. And so this holster is God knows how old, and was what that gun was carried in for literally decades. And somebody just traded that in. I don't know what the story was behind it, but somebody gave up that beautiful gun, and this was the holster that gun was in. And this holster was available for sale separately, so I was like, hey, I'll buy that holster for $100. It came with a gun belt, but I prefer to just use it on my actual belt without a gun belt. Knowing that this actually held a genuine 1800s 45 Colt Single-Action Army in it is pretty dang cool. I love having cool stories behind things that you have, and that just brings joy to my heart. I hope to one day, if that gun's still available at that shop for a couple more years at some point when I've got the extra money, because that gun, they had it priced at almost $6,000, and they admitted they'd probably let it go for about $4,000. But still, $4,000 for a revolver that you're not really going to shoot that much because it's, obviously an antique collectible. That's a lot of money. For $100, I've got just as cool of a piece of history right here. Maybe not just as cool, but still pretty neat. And now it still is being put to good use, holding my, Cimarron reproduction of the Colt Single-Action Army on my hip in a genuine holster when I'm out here doing farm work, just as this holster was intended to be used. Just a pretty cool, wanted to share that little fun story with you guys about my trusty revolver and the holster that I carry it with me on here on the property. But thanks for watching, guys. That's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and over in the top corner there'll be a video all about this Cimarron revolver if you want to go check out why I think it's a great farm pistol. I've got a whole video about that right there for you to click on, so I'll see you over in that video, and thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.